What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Takes Podcast. This is episode 24, and I'm so happy for you guys to be with us today. We are joined by a very special guest. His name is James Jaeger. How are we doing, James?
Very good, Frank. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Local Philadelphia DJ, as you would probably call yourself,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited to have him today. Going to ask him a whole bunch of other questions. I am also joined by my cameraman, as always, Joe Critelli. Thank you for having me.
What up? I mean, I'm always happy to be here, you know.
Yeah,
you
man.
totally forgot about me for the anime podcast.
I know.
You know, whatever. We talked about it a couple times. Like,
If Joe was a big anime fan as well, just to let you guys know, yeah, we wish we had you on the episode. It's okay, though. It's all right. Next time. Maybe when we do the top 10 worst animes or something like that. If there are bad animes.
oh, yes. They're really...
I'd argue that.
All right, so we could just get right into it. First, let's start off. How's your day today, Jaeger? How
Pretty
you
good.
feeling?
Yeah, Friday. I mean, how could I complain on a Friday?
Absolutely,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
Friday. How about you, Joe?
I had a great Friday. I mean, I didn't really do much, but I watched some Shameless, and
Shameless is always good.
I think I really like that show.
Oh, yeah, Shameless is great.
Very good.
All right, so... You know, we have you here today because you DJ all the time and, you know, perform at a whole bunch of places. So we could start off with the first question. What got you into the EDM music?
So the first people who got me into EDM music were actually my friend group in high school.
Okay.
You being one of them, obviously. But the person who actually got me into DJing was actually our friend Nick Scolacci.
Right.
I always thought it was super cool how he, like, always, like, dug deep to try to find, like, cool songs to play for us. And I kind of took that with me. And, you know, when I went to college, my roommate had a DJ board. So from then, I started to do it. I started to do what Nick did and kind of, like, dig deep for cool tracks.
Yeah.
So, you know, eventually, hopefully one day I'd be able to play them for people.
Right.
And, you know, they would be on the same vibe that I am. So, yeah, that and just the whole scene in EDM in general is really cool.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's the best.
Yeah, it really is. So were you playing on your friend's equipment at first before getting your own?
Yeah. So he had like it was a piece of crap. It's called Newmarks.
Okay.
It's like the $100 DJ board that every DJ buys first. Basically.
Okay, gotcha.
So he had one of those, and then about a year later, I bought my own Newmark. So it was still like bad, but I mean it was good to get started and for me to start to like learn to love it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is there a specific genre that you like the most in EDM?
So, for sure, my favorite genre has evolved over the years. I wouldn't say I'm a front runner per se, but I would say that I'm always super excited about what like the next big thing in the EDM scene is going to be.
Of course.
You know, back in like 2012, 2013, loved Hardwell, Avicii, Laid Back Luke, like all like the classics you hear about nowadays. Scene evolved, you know, I started like Alva Heldens, scene evolved again. I started to like, you know, dubstep, like, you know, Bass Nectar, Subtronics, all that good stuff. And most recently, what's actually coming up in the scene a lot is Deep House is starting to make like a comeback again, I feel. And now I'm really starting to fuck with Deep House, like Fisher, like Wax Motif, like these smaller artists now. I'm sure that in a couple years, like, well, not even a couple years because the scene moves fast, maybe like a year or so, people are really going to start to like Deep House again.
Okay, that's interesting. I think we were both on the same wavelengths as far as the type of genres we liked, because our friend group now, it's mainly dubstep.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly
Bass heads,
dubstep and rhythm, you know. Meanwhile, like you said, back in the day, when we go to Easy or something, like, Laid Back Luke, the man, like, we were psyched about these people.
Yeah, when we were late that one time, we sprinted to get to Laid Back.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And now, like, but still, dubstep is the best genre to see live.
Oh my god!
You can't top that, like, just like moshing and just like not fighting everyone, but you know what I mean. Like, basically fighting everyone. In the club, like it's great. It's great.
Not just that, but like just the overall bass that's hitting you when dubstep is playing. It's, you know, that's the thing. Like, you don't really have to like it, I don't think, to be like, yo, go to a show and you'll appreciate it at least, you know. And that's kind of where I am. I like dubstep, but I'm not a lover of dubstep like, you know, say Chris or Mitchell. You know, I just like to be there for the wubs, you know.
Yeah, dude, like it's an experience in itself, you know. You just have to get lost in it and kind of like just do your thing.
Yeah.
I was never able to do dubstep personally, but when you guys dragged me to Moonrise in like 2015, we heard a couple dubstep sets at one point.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like one or two, but they were crazy.
They're crazy.
I was able to dance too, like you guys know, like I'm not really much of a dancer. Like, it was crazy. Everyone had this type of, this vibe and this energy, and it was so interesting.
Sure. And the light, like dubstep works very good with lights and lasers.
Oh my god.
Better than I think any genre.
Yeah.
It's just like you could just like stare at the screen and have a great time.
Crazy.
Like
Absolutely.
just watching it like go with the music. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a great genre.
For sure. So we started talking about festivals a little bit just now. We could get more into that. What festivals have you been to? And at the end of that, which one was your favorite?
So I've been to a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
EDC, EZU, Camp Bisco, Made in America, Moonrise, Hijinks, but my favorite of all time, nothing will ever top it, I don't think, is Electric Forest.
I knew you were going to say that.
That place it's like you're in your own world for like 4 days, however long it is.
Yeah.
And like the people there are amazing. The venue itself, I couldn't think of a more like perfect place. It's literally like in a forest, and they just like build the festival around the forest. You like walk through this big gate, and the forest has just like LED lights everywhere. They have like mazes for you to go into.
Okay.
They have like a mystery for you to solve, and if you solve the mystery, you get into a speakeasy bar.
Okay.
Like there's like a lot of levels to it, and on top of that, like the vibe of music there is always really good with me. It's like a lot of dubstep and like some acts that you normally wouldn't see. Like I can't think of the name, but there was this one group that only performs at Electric Forest that I saw the first night, and the name escapes me. It'll probably come back later in the podcast, and I'll just like blurt it out.
Yeah.
But it was just like it's a cool experience in that respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what were you just saying before? They like send you on little quests?
Oh yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, they have you have like a piece of paper that you get by solving a mystery.
Okay.
And then you have to get 4 stamps by solving 4 mysteries. And then when you go to the speakeasy, which is like behind an auto shop, with the card, they let you into the speakeasy. And then you go into the speakeasy and you're able to like chill at the speakeasy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of cool. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like how they make it like interactive with their guests.
So interactive. Like and like it's so detailed. Like whoever puts together the art at that place is like really on another level, because like there's so much like little details and stuff that you normally wouldn't see. Like this most recent year, I wasn't there, but the artist Said the Sky, right? There's a piano in like logs in the woods, and he like performed on the piano, like no stage, no nothing. He just performed on the piano and like played the piano of his songs and like sung along with the songs. Yeah, and it was like you don't get there anywhere else.
Yeah,
like, that's like a one of a kind thing that you'll like only experience at Forest. That's
like seeing people on the streets like doing music and stuff like that. Like you don't need a stage or anything like that. You're just performing to the public.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
they always have like cool little stuff like that like it's just like it always blows the other festivals out of the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you camping there when you go?
Oh yeah. When I went, it was like right when I graduated college, so we actually went down a day before to set up camp. So we had like a great campsite right in the front, and like just a day of just like drinking and like just chilling like while we were waiting for the festival to start coming.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then it's a great festival.
Okay.
It is a drive though. It's like a 16-hour drive from Jersey.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's in Michigan.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
And you drove there or you flew?
I drove.
You drove.
Yeah. So the way there we like swapped off.
Yeah, you have to.
The way back I didn't trust anyone driving my car because everyone was dead, and my friend Vinny, who was like in the car with me.
Yeah.
So the last night it stormed, right? So our camp was destroyed. I fell asleep in my car, and I woke up in my car, and my boy Steven was next to me. There was someone in the back, and I get out of the car, and I just like see like everything's destroyed. Like it's just like a war went off. Like,
yeah.
And I out of like the dust, I see my boy Vinny come. He's like, "Yo, bro, like I haven't stopped since last night. Like let's go." I'm like, "You are not driving home. Like I'm just gonna drive the whole way." So I drove the whole 16 hours the way home.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it was a good time. Yeah.
The things you do for love.
The things I do for love, man.
The things you do for dubstep.
Yeah.
Well, for me, festival-wise, I would have to say my favorite is Camp Bisco. you know, it's another camping festival. It's like, you know, 4 or 5 days if you put in the total of getting there and driving back. I would love to go to E-Forest.
Yeah.
I would really love to go. There are Lost Lands. Just, you know, a big. Would you say E-Forest is bigger than Camp Bisco?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, Electric Forest is one of the biggest music festivals in the U.S.
Okay. Gotcha.
But Bisco's nice because, you know, you get more of a communal vibe.
For sure.
And the people there are crazy.
Yeah, they are.
The people at Bisco are like, they're on another level.
Yeah.
You have to be a certain type of person to camp on the side of a ski slope.
Yeah.
And listen to dubstep for 3 days.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's one of the cool things that makes it what it is, you know.
One of the more unglamorous parts of Bisco is definitely the hike back up the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
When heading back to your tent, you know. But it's all part of the experience.
It's all part of the experience.
You know? You got to do it. You just got to. Okay, so when did you decide that you wanted to make music? I know you were talking a little bit about Scalacci, finding those deep tracks to play for people. What made you decide you wanted to start mixing music first? Because I'm assuming that's how you started off, just by
mixing as in
different...
DJing.
Yeah.
So I was doing that for a while, just like, you know, in my bedroom. Like everyone starts as a bedroom DJ. But then I was in my fraternity, and the DJ we had, he got removed from the chapter. So he wasn't allowed to come around anymore. So I kind of saw like an opportunity.
Yeah.
I took it. It was very rough in the beginning because it's kind of like the transition between you always playing what you want to play, like what you want to hear, and what you like as a musician or a DJ, and then you go into like playing for people who don't know who you are and don't care about what type of music you like.
Yeah.
So the first couple gigs I had, it was actually in my fraternity chapter, did not go very well. But my good friend Ishan, he like sat me down and like just, you know, showed me like, you know, you should play these, but like still try to like work in your own stuff,
like making it your own.
And then, you know, it was rough in the beginning, but I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to stuff like that, and I wouldn't stop trying to do what I wanted to do. So, and then eventually it became like, I remember one night I came up after a party and my brother's like, yo, you fucking killed it tonight, like that was awesome, like. And then it kind of came known on campus that like the teak parties were great because the music was awesome.
That's awesome.
And I finally was able to like blend what people wanted to hear with my own music, which I think like when you're DJing for people in like that type of setting is like when you actually become a DJ. Because not only can you play what people want to hear, but you could play like what people want to hear, but combine it with what you want to play. Right. So I'd make mashups, I'd do live stuff, and you know, it was a great learning experience because, you know, I was basically doing it all the time. Yeah.
I think that you're right. You definitely took that door open of opportunity, you know, for playing for your chapter and whatnot. Were you doing that a lot? Were you doing that for every party?
So there was 2 DJs in the house. There was me and my roommate Phil. Okay. And it started to become like people didn't like it when Phil DJ'd. Oh, okay. And they more so preferred when I DJ'd. With nothing wrong against Phil. Yeah. He's actually a better turntablist than I am by a while. Like by a mile. Like he scratches, like he does crazy stuff with the turntable. But he was very in, I want to play what I want to play. Yeah. You know, he was never able to, you know, do other things and play what people wanted to play, but play what people wanted to hear. Yeah. But yeah, it was mostly me in all the parties.
And I mean, you must have enjoyed it, right? If you were doing it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I know when people hear frat party, they think like, oh, you know, like. But my frat, we lived in a mansion. Yeah. And our sound system and light system in the basement was about $20,000. We had a stage, stripper pole, couches everywhere. Like it was not like I was just DJing, like, you know,
in a basement,
in a shack.
Yeah, right.
You know, it was more like I was DJing in a club, and like that's kind of what I thought was really cool.
That's awesome.
You know, whenever I wanted to practice DJing, I could plug into a $20,000 sound system and just like go at it. You know,
right? Party or no party, just go at it. Yeah, that's awesome. Was that stuff like already there when you like entered the fraternity?
Oh yeah. The chapter was there for like 75 years before we got there. Okay. So we got the house in like 1950s, 1960s. And ever since then, it's just been like alumni contributions, like making it better and better and better into what we had when we were there.
Gotcha. Okay. I was going to ask you something else. Oh, as far as the equipment goes, was that easy to learn on, or was it another learning experience from like your beginning stages with other turntables and stuff like that?
So by then I purchased my own Pioneer mixer, which is like basically an industry standard for DJing.
Yeah.
But it's not like I had to learn on the Chapters equipment. It was more like I plugged my mixer into the Chapters sound system.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I played. So it was always my equipment.
Gotcha.
And eventually the house purchased the same board I had, so I didn't have to ruin mine.
Okay.
Which is really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
people would sometimes think that it was like a place to put their drinks, which is not good.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
I brought a pretty nice speaker to my frat house, and it broke.
Oh, yeah.
It like it got spilt on and everything. I was like, I shouldn't have even brought the damn thing, you know?
I should have expected that.
But it was also kind of cool because I got to like obviously, you know, drunk people break sound systems all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of got to learn how to fix them a little bit. So I mean, there was a learning experience there too.
Okay.
That was kind of valuable to me.
Yeah, definitely.
How many did you break yourself?
I would never break them because I know when it's flashing red, you should turn it off.
Yeah.
But, you know, someone comes home at like 4 a.m. and they want to like, you know, bang their head into the wall and like play really loud music. They're going to break it. They're like, oh, louder.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And is that just from like overheating?
So there was knobs on the front that people thought were volume.
Okay.
But it's actually something called gain. Now, gain is like the peak volume that you'll allow it to play at, basically.
Okay.
So when you raise the volume, the max volume will be where the gain is set.
Mm-hmm.
So if you crank up the gain too high, you could turn up the volume past the limit of the sound system, and then they burn out.
Okay.
Yeah, or overheat.
Right.
Yeah.
So kind of risky. Definitely a little risky.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever do that or have done that?
No.
No, right?
No, it actually a lot of people don't notice this, but when it gets past the limit, it starts clipping a little bit. You get like a little bit of fuzzy distortion on the top.
Okay.
So it's usually not good to do that.
Right.
Most people don't notice, but you know, when you're around it so much, you start to notice it.
Right. What fraternity are you in? We've been speaking about the fraternity.
Yeah.
We haven't said it.
Tall Kappa Epsilon.
So Teak.
Yeah.
Teak at Drexel
University. Alpha Tau chapter.
Yeah. All right. Nice. All right. Cool. So who or what inspired you to start producing music? After getting past the point of mixing, it's like, all right, I got a hang of this.
Right.
What got you into producing your own stuff?
So it wasn't the Who. It was more of like the EDM scene as itself. You know, the only way you could be like one of the people that I look up to and like listen to their music all the time is by producing your own music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I saw that if I ever wanted to like, you know, do that one day, I would have to produce music. And it kind of started out like I took a class at Drexel. It was actually a music production class I was able to take as an elective.
That's awesome.
So I took it. I wasn't supposed to take it because the teacher said I was supposed to have taken music theory classes first. So, I mean, I didn't do well in the class, per se, but I learned what I needed to learn to start doing it on my own.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was like kind of how I started producing, and then I got my own stuff and, you know, just kind of grinded on my own on the side for a while. And now I'm at the point where I feel like I'm good enough to start, like, you know, releasing music and, like, you know, putting it out there. You know?
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome that you took that elective class just to get what you wanted and you got out, basically. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't fun. The teacher was a dick.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was like, I remember the class was Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 o'clock. And every Friday, he would come in wasted from the night before and just, like, roast people when they got questions wrong in the class. And I was like sitting in the back like, please don't call me. He's like James. I'm like, fuck, like, oh god. But I mean, you know, you learn by fire sometimes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you brought up that class. Was that the only thing you needed to learn when it came to producing, or were you also learning stuff on your own as well?
I was all self-taught, basically.
All self-taught.
Yeah, I mean, there was some things I learned from other producers I met. But it's, you know, it's all YouTube and just like trial and error for me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good way to learn things. It's also a bad way to learn things. You learn it a lot quicker if you have other people help you learn.
For sure.
But it sticks more when you teach it to yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, thank God for YouTube. There's no way I would have ever learned without, like, you know, YouTube channels that I follow.
Oh, for real, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten these green screens to do their job if it
I
wasn't
know.
for YouTube, you know? Like,
it's crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, YouTubes are great, but, like, you could learn anything on YouTube. Like,
yeah.
if I have to fix my car, like, type that on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like...
For sure. So do you have a favorite DJ?
Okay, so this is kind of like a two-pronged question, I guess. There's my favorite performer, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And then there would be my favorite producer.
Okay.
I'll answer both. But,
Sure.
So my favorite producer is, without a doubt, Virtual Riot.
Okay.
But more so the stuff he produced before he went full-blown rhythm. Like the melodic stuff he used to make.
Yeah.
Like in 2012, 2015. Those are like, all those tracks are like my favorite songs. I love them all. Like, We Are Not Alone, like Fuck Gravity, like all those tracks are just like, they're like my favorite tracks. I listen to them all the time, and they like never get old to me. It's just like so many things coming at you at once.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever listened to them before.
Virtual Riot, I have here and there.
It's just like, it's really cool sounds, and it's great music to drive to, like the best music to drive to. My favorite performer, without a doubt, would be Bass Nectar, and I'd be embarrassed if I told you how many times I saw him live, but. He's amazing because I saw him that many times live, probably like 15 to 20.
Yeah. Okay.
And every time I see him, I still love it because it's a different experience every time.
Yeah.
Like, he'll throw in, it's all his songs, but he'll throw in different tracks, different acapellas, and like different trippy stuff that you wouldn't hear anywhere. And then he'll just like, boom, like come in with like the cannons.
Just
like,
throw it in your face.
Oh, yeah. It's great, yeah.
And that's when the full-blown licks come for
Bass
Nectar.
You're not kidding.
Yeah, freaking Bisco, they just be camping on the lawn,
Yep.
for the whole day, for their spot for Bass Nectar,
They'll be like grilling steaks.
Yeah.
Like sitting down grilling steaks, waiting for Bass Nectar. Like, I swear to God. Like,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I remember when I went to Mysteryland a while ago, Bass Nectar closed out the festival, and we tried to camp out with the Wooks in the front of the crowd. It was an experience.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of interesting. Like, it was like Zed's Dead played before him, right? And like, I was loving it. Like, everyone was loving it. And they're like, this is not the king. We don't like this. Like, there's such like, it's just like there's a certain type of person. Like,
yeah.
They're just like, we want the king. Like, with their totems. Like, we don't like it. Like, it's funny. It's funny.
Let's go to a top 3 scenario. So you got, all right. So we could do top 3 for best performance and then best producer. Like,
okay,
you have Bass Nectar at number 1 for top performer.
Yeah. Who
would be 2 and 3?
2, I'd put Grizz.
Okay, Grizz is great.
Grizz is awesome. I love the saxophone. I love the live stuff he does. He brings the guitarists. He always keeps it fresh. 3, I would say. Ooh. Put me on the spot here. Yeah, I'd say Skrillex was really good.
Skrillex, yeah?
Skrillex, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Skrillex perform once live.
Yeah, he doesn't tour that much. But when you do, like, he puts on a show.
I know Skrillex has been around for a while, but I always kind of wondered why he wasn't at certain festivals. I thought his name is, like, definitely pretty big enough where, he has a good following and everything. But I'm surprised he isn't at places like Camp Bisco. I don't know if it's just because he's more mainstream or what the deal is.
He's definitely become more mainstream in past years. Yeah. I saw him in, like, 2015, but, like, I don't know. I think, like, maybe just as an artist, he feels like he only wants to play at certain places, which I guess makes sense once you get to that point. But, I mean,
for sure,
probably just the way he is.
Yeah. We'll just get this back up. DJ Jaeger, yeah.
What's your DJ name real fast?
James Jaeger.
James Jaeger.
So, like, it's the last name is spelled Jager, and there's dots above the A, like the German spelling of Jägermeister, in both James and Jaeger.
Okay, it's clever. I'm about it.
So, I mean, it's kind of like a play on, Jägermeister.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense. It is my name.
Yeah.
It's just spelled differently.
Yeah, exactly. Do you like Jägermeister?
No.
No?
No, it's a shame. It really is a shame.
I don't like that stuff either, honestly.
Nah, to me it tastes like cough syrup.
Okay, it does a little bit. I enjoy Jägermeister. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a big fan of black licorice at all, and I know that's the whole spiel with it. I like it. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I'll do a Jaeger bomb every now and then, but
Jaeger bombs are good.
It's only because people are like, Jaeger? Oh, I'm buying you a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh god, now I have to drink this. Like, but I mean, it's all right. It's just I was like, for me, my last name to be Jaeger, you'd think I'm like shotgunning them. But
right,
no,
right.
I'm not.
And you're like your actual last name. It's with the Yeager.
Yeager.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect DJ name for you.
Yeah,
you know? It's perfect. So mixing and producing, they're two totally different things in their own worlds. What do you like better?
So lately I've really been liking producing more, as I'm starting to get to a point where, because when you start producing, you're horrible. Like, very few people started and are good right away. There's just like a long like lag for you to be good at it. And now I'm at the point where like I like what I'm making, and I'm like starting to get like really creative. I'm able to like, I'm past the point of learning, and I'm more at the point where I could like be creative with it.
Yeah.
You know, you get an idea in your head and you know how to do it right away. Meanwhile, in the beginning, you'll have an idea in your head and you'll spend like 15 minutes trying to figure out how to do that idea.
Yeah.
And then by then you lost the idea. So right now I really like producing a lot. I do it basically like every night when I come home from work. Sunday all day I'm in my studio. But DJing is awesome too. I love getting a crowd like hype,
Sure.
getting them dancing. It's a good way to get girls. You know?
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, DJing, like I used to like it way more than producing, but now that I'm getting better at producing, I really like producing.
Would you say it's sort of like therapeutic to mix and produce?
Oh yeah. I think so. You know the artist Getter?
Yes.
If you ever watch any of his streams, like he literally like paints his emotions onto his songs. Like when he tells you like his album Visceral or Visceral, however you pronounce it, he goes through every song and he explains like, oh, this one I was angry when I was making the lyrics, so I just screamed it into the mic. Like it's cool. Like it's very therapeutic. You can like put your thoughts out there, and especially like the next step for me is to start writing vocals for my songs.
Okay.
Because I mean, there's only so much you could find online.
Yeah. Right.
But that's like a really cool way to like project what you wanna hear, like what you want to put in your music. And like I start to listen to songs now, and like it's kind of like I listen to the words more, and I can kind of hear what the artist is saying. It's kind of cool. It's really cool. Yeah.
All right. Nice. Do you have any like sort of? Do you have any idea of who you'd like to sing like your vocals at all?
So for me, it would be find someone who would want to sing for me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm very small starting out, so there are a lot of the internet's cool. There's like a lot of apps and like websites you can go on where you could try to like listen to what people have sung and then try to like get them on your track. It's sometimes as simple as just like DMing them. Yeah, and then but most of the time they like to have the songs written for them. So that's the next step for me, would be figuring out how to like work lyrics into a song. Yeah. Before I like get artists to come and try to sing on them.
For sure. That's cool though.
Yeah.
I like that. Have you started like already writing down lyrics at all, or no?
No.
That's just like your next.
Yeah, that's the next logical next step. Yeah. I did buy a book on how to write songs. Okay. So I'm reading that. But yeah, that's just like how I'm doing it now.
I feel like that's so tough to like write your own like lyrics to a song. Like what you're doing is already hard, but it's like adding another layer.
I know.
On top of it.
I mean, you gotta keep evolving, you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're just like, you know, another bedroom DJ, you know.
Yeah. Right. You definitely have to, you know, the lyrics have to be somewhat catchy, you know, because it's only a couple words really until a bass drops, you know what I mean, like much, kind of deal. So you know, something catchy and stuff like that. Me and my friend Will back at school, we would list down a whole bunch of like sayings from TV shows or movies or something, to be put on a track right before a drop. Like it'd be like, I'm Mr. V6, look at me, you know, like kind of that deal. Yeah. And we would just list down a whole. We had so much fun with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should totally send me that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I've actually I have a software called Audio Hijack.
Okay.
Where you could like record what's coming out of the computer.
Okay.
So, you send me that list.
Yeah,
I'll put them in some songs.
I need to text my boy. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm gonna start texting you scenes from movies. I'm gonna be like, you have to make a drop based on this.
Yeah, but if you listen to a lot of dubstep producers, Virtual Riot, Subtronics, they all sample that stuff. Like that one Subtronics song, he sampled "Always Sunny in Philadelphia."
Did he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
It's the scene where Frank is he's on the news and he's got 2 guns. Oh, he's like, good thing I had my pieces. Like, yeah, it's great.
Always Sunny is a classic.
Oh, I love that show. It's so funny. So stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid. Danny DeVito truly became who he was supposed to be in that show. Yeah.
Oh,
Crazy
you
old
gotta
man.
add some Sunny Philadelphia stuff in your stuff because, I mean, if you're gonna be performing in Philadelphia all the time, you should add some stuff in there.
Yeah, it needs
People
to
would
be
love
in
it.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rocky, bro.
Some Rocky.
Or Rocky,
Yeah.
Absolutely. So where do you usually perform your shows? We were talking about Philadelphia a lot. Is it mainly just there, or have you traveled to other states?
So, mostly Philly.
Mostly
I
Philly.
had some shows in Hoboken. And I'm actually moving at the end of the month. So I'm going to try to start doing that again. Maybe get into New York. I'm not too sure yet. But usually Philly. Philly was like where I went to school.
Yeah.
It's kind of like where I was able to, like, it's small. So it's not as hard to get into the clubs as, like, New York.
Right.
Like, New York is, like ironclad to get into the clubs. Like, it's very, like you got to get in, like, pay the toll, like, all that stuff. And, like, in cities like that, it's more like, oh, you're going to want a DJ for me? How many people are you going to bring?
Right.
You know, how many people are you going to bring? Like, I mean, that's okay. Like, some people would thrive off of that. But, like, to me, it's more like I want to have people come not because they know me and I'm selling them a ticket, but because, you know, they like what I'm doing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got all the connections, too, in Philadelphia, like the places that you've been performing at. I forgot the name of it, but what was the place called where me, Chris, and I think someone else came?
Noto,
yes, Noto.
Yep.
That place is really nice.
That place is awesome.
And
I love that club.
Yeah, you perform there a lot, right?
Yeah. I've
And is that from you just opening for people, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was opening, and then the time you went on Halloween, I was just one of the DJs that night.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, Noto's a great club. Shout out Moses. But yeah, it's a really nice club because it's like the club in Philly.
Yeah.
Like, Philly doesn't have that many clubs. It has Noto. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice, and you're performing there,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Very cool. What is your ideal scene to perform at? It could be like a birthday party, at a club. What else did I have there? Or like formals. Like, what's your ideal setting to DJ at?
I've done them all, and clubs are the best.
Clubs?
And let me tell you why.
Say that.
Let me tell you why. Because when you spin at a club, you're in the booth, and no one can bother you.
Yeah.
When you're the DJ, you know what you want to play. You know what is going to get the most of the crowd going, right? When you're at a bar, or let's say a formal, there's no box. So that drunk girl or that drunk guy will come up to you and be like, yo, bro, can you play this?
Yeah.
You're like sweating, smelling horrible. And he'll show you something, and it will be like some rapper you never heard of.
Yeah.
He'll be like, bro, the crowd will go off. And then he'll be like, no, bro, I'm not playing that. He's like, what do you mean you're not playing that? And he won't leave for like 5 minutes. He'll just be like standing there, creeping you out.
Yeah.
Until eventually you're just like, yo, bro, go with your date or something. Like, come on, like, stop bothering me. Go have fun. Like, I promise I'll make the girls dance for you. And they're like, okay, bro. Or even worse, the drunk girl who will, like, try to flirt with you. It's my birthday. Like, can you play this?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not your birthday. Just let me do what I'm supposed to do. I promise you'll dance. But, yeah.
What would you say is the most obscure song that someone's asked you to play that you were like, no, absolutely not?
So, you know the song Brick in Your Face by Stitches?
No, I don't think I do.
So, I was DJing the sorority formal, right? And the song is basically this guy Stitches, who's like, all he raps about is being a coke dealer.
Okay.
And he like screams into the mic, basically. And the song's like, I put that brick in your face. And like, she told me to play it, her friend told me to play it, and then her other friend told me to play it. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll play it.
Yeah.
It was on my laptop for some reason. So I play it. Everyone goes wild.
Yeah?
I was in shock. Like, I guess it must have been like their sorority song or something.
Yeah, right.
But they loved it. They jumped on tables. Like, they were going crazy. They
All
sung
right.
the whole thing. I was like, okay. It works for me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it definitely depends on where you are, where, you know, certain of those suggestions will be a hit.
Yeah.
Know?
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird how it works out sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially with something like a sorority formal, where like all the girls know each other and they like the same stuff. You know,
Yeah.
a song like that might go off. Like,
Right.
you never know.
Okay. But clubs is really your
Clubs,
ideal.
yeah, I like my
ideal
box.
place. Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
playing, you know, mostly EDM music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like, you know, more my vibe.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. All right, we already did that question. You're Tika Drexel. You're constantly DJing. So do you have any shows coming up?
I do. Disco for the Dead, man.
All right.
It is the first show that me and my friends are throwing on our own.
Okay.
So it's on Halloween at the Liaison Room in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And tickets are only $5. You're not going to find anything that cheap on Halloween.
Yeah.
And we're just doing house music all night. And it's just cool because, like, we went to the dollar store. We bought a bunch of decorations for cheap. We're going to make the place look awesome.
Nice.
Like, it's really cool, like, throwing a show with my homies.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, I'm always, like, you know, trying to impress someone else. Now it's like we're trying to impress, like, the people we're bringing.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
What is it called again?
Disco for the Dead.
Disco for the
I
Dead.
can give you the link if you want to
absolutely.
plug it up.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
And are people going to be wearing costumes and everything? Right?
It's
Halloween.
Yeah. Costumes not required, but they are encouraged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you said you and your friends are like setting this up together. How many people are you working with on this?
There's 4 of us.
There's 4 of you guys.
There's me, my boy Vinny, who was the guy at eForest.
Okay.
We're 2 of the DJs, and then my boy Usman, who's a promoter, and then my boy Justin, who he's doing like more of the logistical stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a whole team on you.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, nice.
It's great. Yeah.
Very good.
It's so my boy Vinny's actually in the process of trying to start a label. So we're saying the label No Place is what it's called, is the people throwing the party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's like your own little entourage. Do they go everywhere that you go when you're performing, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then they're like my boys in Philly. So like whenever I'm in Philly, I always meet up with them. I always see them. Like yeah, it's good.
Cool. All right. How many self-produced tracks do you have so far? And after you answer that, how many more are you working on at the moment?
So finished, start to finish, and mastered, I have Beyond, which came out last week.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. There's the remix that I'm gonna link to your video.
Yep.
And then there's like 4 or 5 unfinished tracks.
Okay.
That are in like my active project folder on my computer. But so Beyond came out. Ooh, I don't think I'm ever gonna release. More so because I finished it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I always send out my tracks to people who I trust with their musical opinion.
Yeah.
And if they don't like it, I usually will just not release it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is finished. It came out okay. I was just trying to go in for a different sound.
Yeah.
To try to see if it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sent it around. The results weren't that good, so I decided not to release it. And then I remixed Dark Side by Future and Kiara.
Mm-hmm.
And that was supposed to come out instead of Beyond. But SoundCloud said, nah, it's copyrighted. I tried to upload it, detune it, try to make it sound like bypass their filter. It just didn't work. And I didn't want my SoundCloud to get deleted.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing instead is I'm linking a Dropbox link to it in your video. So if anyone wants it, they can have it.
Okay, absolutely.
But that might have been that was the favorite song I've produced so far. And I was really upset that I wasn't able to release it.
Right. Damn.
But yeah, because they say it's copyrighted, but it took me an hour or two to extract the vocals from the song, and then it took me like hours of just mixing and mastering, making it sound perfect. So it might be copyrighted, but I did put time into it, and I still want people to hear it. So
yeah,
that's
it's not like you trashed it,
No,
it's
I think I did pretty well.
It's like a hidden gem,
Yeah, I thought I did pretty well,
And this song is what you guys just heard in the beginning of the podcast just now, and you'll hear it a little bit at the end as well.
I didn't hear it.
I don't think any of us heard it just now. I think it's a little post-production kind of thing, Joe.
You'll hear it, Joe.
Yeah, you'll hear it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, you said what your favorite is, the one that's copyright. Oh, and that's the other thing I was going to say, too. Maybe you'll make it so big one day that, now it's not copyright. Use it. Just use it,
At the point I'm at now, Future and Kiara wouldn't be too happy that I remixed that song. Let's just say that. But, I'll get there.
In the future, you'll have them on speed dial.
In the future, yeah. In the future, I'll have Future on speed dial.
Yeah. So you were talking about the track that you just recently released this past week, Beyond. Mm-hmm. Did you have any sort of inspiration for the track, or was it something you just started playing around with and then it came to be this track that you released?
So there's a song, or a remix rather, by an artist called Sweater Beats.
Okay.
The remix is Anything's Possible, Sweater Beats remix. And I just loved the drums in the drop of that song. So one day I was just in my studio and I just recreated, put my own twist on the drums in the song. And then those drums became the finished track, Beyond. I laid the chords over it, I made the intro, and then I found the vocal on Splice, which is like a website where you get samples for free that you can use in your songs.
Okay.
So then I put that over it and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. And I sent that one around and that one got really good reviews from the people who heard it.
Yeah.
So it was the Sweater Beats song drums that inspired that song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of specific. I don't know if anyone knows who Sweater Beats is, but he's dope. You should check him out.
Okay.
Some of these names are crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's cool. He makes like future bass, like poppy future bass. It's cool. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I love the track. I thought it was really good.
Thank
liked
you.
it on my SoundCloud. You could, if you want to listen to Beyond, we'll have it on the link below, and check it out. Definitely
plug it up.
Yeah, for sure. So I interviewed 3 Cheers Too Late, which is Pat's band, 2 weeks ago, and you and Pat, who is the lead guitarist for 3 Cheers Too Late, you guys were working on a little track together. I asked him how he thought the process went and everything, and he said it went pretty well, and I wanted to get your side of it as well on how that went.
Pat is very talented.
Yeah.
Pat's been playing guitar since we were in middle school. Like, it's crazy to think that he's still playing guitar.
Yeah.
He's super good. He came over, he had his guitar, he had his pedal board, and we just started, like, playing with the effects at first. He'd play stuff, I'd twist the knobs, and then we tried to start something, but it wasn't really working out. So we kind of asked if there was anything I was working on that, he wanted to put some guitar in. And there was actually the track that we are working on had the drop, but I had such a hard time coming up with the intro to the track. So what I did was I did something reckless and I just deleted it all. And I was just like, Pat, just like play something chill.
Yeah.
I know it sounds super vague, but like he would play something, we'd go back and forth until we got the guitar melody down.
Yeah.
And then what he did was he would just layer guitars over his guitar that he played.
Yeah.
And what happened was I took those pieces and I spread them out throughout the song. So in the beginning, you'll just hear his riff, but then in like the breakdown of the song, you'll hear like him playing the low notes, like other parts of him playing the guitar.
Okay.
So we kind of like took his guitar and I just like painted the rest of the song with it. And it's crazy how well it worked out because I was super stuck on trying to figure out how to start that song.
Yeah.
And then having the Pat was there and like we actually managed to get it pretty well. That one's almost done. I have the second drop laid out and it's just like a matter of perfecting and mastering it at this point.
Yeah. Do you think you would need him back for like another sort of little track or anything like that?
I would definitely produce with Pat again.
Yeah,
he's super talented. I'm thinking next time maybe because this one's like a melodic dubstep track. So it's like a little heavier than Beyond, but it's not like heavy like dubstep.
Yeah.
Next, I want Pat to play some like heavy riff and just like go into some bass. Like
some
I think that'd be dope.
That would be sweet. Yeah.
Because Pat's style is not so much now, but when he was younger, he used to love that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd love to pull that out of him again and see what we can do in the studio.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it was Getter that did a little bit of that too. He would add some like heavy metal guitar into his tracks.
Getter is a much better producer than people give him the credit for. He did his dubstep thing.
Yeah.
And then he was just kind of like, screw it, I'm going to make a heavy metal album. And he made a whole album of heavy metal. And then he made the Visceral album, which was like just a chill album. And it kind of sucks because I thought it was dope. Like he's expressing himself.
Yeah.
But when he went on tour for the Visceral, he got booed off because people were like, why are you not playing dubstep? Like, I want to headbang. And like he just canceled the rest of his tour.
Oh, man.
And I was upset because that album was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good. I highly recommend if anyone likes like chill like music. Yeah. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super good.
All right. So what we already kind of went through that. What kind of equipment you use? Are you planning on getting an upgrade anytime soon, or do you like where you're at now with your system?
So I do like where I'm at. but I think Apple might be getting rid of iTunes.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
And
I use iTunes to organize all of my music. So I might make a hard turn to a software called Rekordbox.
Okay.
Because you could organize your music in that. And I would have to sell my controller and get a Rekordbox controller, which isn't the end of the world, but that might be the driving force to me switching over to Rekordbox finally.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're getting rid of iTunes?
Money, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
They also got rid of USB ports, which I hate every day. That's annoying. I have the new Mac. I mean, it's a great machine, but like, come on, man. I do my USB ports. I have a hub every time I want to do something.
Not even on the laptops.
No, it's just USB 3s. Crazy.
Wow.
Every time my studio just has a bunch of crap plugged into a hub.
Yeah,
and I plug the hub into one of those things.
Kind of like this little thing, right? Kind of like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wait. When you meant USB, you mean like the Lightning port thing? Or?
Yeah, it's just 4 USB 3s on the side of the computer. I mean, they built a computer that was like 7 years in the future.
Get
basically.
off the Mac, wait.
Joe hates that I have a Mac. He really does.
Oh
He's always like, "Why do you have a Mac?"
I want my iPhone back though. I won't lie.
iPhones are great, but I mean, I was just super pissed about the whole iTunes thing.
Yeah.
That was like,
Are they actually getting rid of it? Like, is this?
There are like scary rumors going around on the Reddit. So I mean, I think it might happen. And the other night, out of fear, I just like put all my songs from iTunes that are organized into their playlist into just separate folders.
Yeah.
Just in case my computer decides to update itself in my sleep.
Smart.
Because who knows, like, they might just pull the plug one day and I'll just be like screwed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with all that being said, though, like, it's, the MacBooks, any Apple product, it's good for the creativity factor.
I agree.
I use a Mac for the podcasts, for the editing, all that type of stuff. I think for more of the creative side, they're good, but I have been getting annoyed at them. For the little things.
Little things, but I mean, I do love like the Mac interface.
Yeah,
like all that stuff. You can't beat their screens.
Yeah, they're nice.
You really can't beat their
6
screens.
screensavers. Yeah,
but I mean, they do stuff that pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. Joe's rolling his eyes at me.
Screensavers.
No, not screensavers. The screen.
Yeah, the screen itself.
Like the retinas, they're nice screens.
Yeah, the retina display is definitely nice.
Yeah, but I have to get a giant hub and plug it into my computer to use it.
Little overpriced though.
Definitely a little overpriced.
Definitely overpriced.
But you know what? You know what? I will say this. I'm not an Apple hater. You do pay for the software. I feel like, and you pay for the. I want to say you pay for the security of Apple, but
it is a lot harder to get a virus.
It seems like sometimes it doesn't work out so well for some people,
Yeah.
The whole security thing, but,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hopefully no one's stealing your songs or anything like that, Jaeger.
Yeah, I hope not. That'd be upsetting.
That's right, we'll find them.
Yeah. I don't think anyone wants to steal my songs yet. Maybe one day.
So DJing is your side gig.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get just a little bit into what you do for your main job and how you balance both of them together. So what do you do on your main gig?
My main job is I'm a process engineer.
Okay.
For a small company called Parker Laboratories.
Okay.
What we do is we make medical grade gels, lotions, and like emulsions for like use in the medical field.
Okay.
I work mostly with like the batching, which is like making the product that goes into the containers like 8 tons at a time. So like giant tanks, like big bags of chemicals, like all that stuff. I don't physically pour it in. I'm more the guy that like handles like the new equipment.
Yeah.
The new formulations, like all that stuff. It goes through me. And it's a great job. I really enjoy it. The balancing could be tough. One of the reasons I'm moving up north is because my commute right now is around like 2 hours.
Yikes, yeah.
So it's rough. Yeah. It's hard to balance when I come home and I'm exhausted from the drive.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll start doing something and then I'll just get inspired and I'll just be awake again. It's crazy. But I kind of just like, I'm stubborn, So like, I don't let me being tired from work stop me from doing what I want to do,
For sure. How long have you been with the engineering job?
I'm coming on a year in November.
Very good.
Yeah.
Not only is he a DJ, folks, but he's a goddamn chemical engineer. Boy. What do you like doing better?
I love the DJ.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
I do love my job. Pays way better than the DJing. Yeah, right. But DJing's great.
That was an easy question.
Yeah, the reason I've never given up on the engineering thing is because it's hard to pay the bills with just DJing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I still want to live a comfortable life.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, exactly. All right, so those were our main questions. We're now going to do something that we haven't done before on the Hot Takes podcast, and that's the speed round questions.
Oh, shit.
Are you ready?
I guess so.
All right.
Hit me.
You have less than 10 seconds to answer these, okay? All right, number 1. If you can collaborate with any famous DJ, who would it be?
Virtual Riot.
Virtual Riot,
yeah.
Okay. One's got to go. Marshmello, San Holo, or Major Lazer?
Major Lazer. I like Diplo better on his own.
Okay. Yeah, true that. All right. Another one's got to go. Excision, Bass Nectar, or Midnight Tea?
Oh, it has to be Midnight Tea.
I was going to say Midnight Tea, too.
They're staying.
We forgot to bring up before that Excision also does a great performance as far as visuals. Like the visuals are
best
insane.
Visuals. He literally has a gigantic LED screen behind him, and he commands it with his knobs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Does he? Is that really how it works? He controls it with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's the DJ and the VJ, which is like the visual jockey.
Oh wow! Yeah. I didn't know that. That's awesome. I thought he just had his guy that does magnificent
work. That's
work.
him. I think it has to do something with the way he hooks up his CDJs to Ableton or something.
Okay.
Because you can control the lights with Ableton. Like you connect the video to certain songs, and then when you mix, it's kind of blending the two visuals together. It's cool stuff.
I always wondered how that worked. That is interesting. Okay. All right, we already did. Are you any fan at all of Jägermeister? That would be a no.
That is a no. Yes.
What big time festival would you like to perform at?
I think Bisco would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it seems like more in reach to me, than something that's gigantic.
Yeah.
At least right now, something smaller like Bisco seems like it's more in reach. Still a good crowd, good people.
I was about to say, and you're saying small, it at the same time, it's not that small. There
are
a lot of people. Yeah, there's still a lot of people.
There is a lot, but smaller scale on the lineup.
Yeah, of course.
It's easier to get into a lineup like that than something like Forest, which is the best of the best. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who would you like to open up for the most?
Open up for, I think with the style of music that I go for, it would probably be a Louis the Child. Okay. I think that I'd be able to open up Louis the Child good with the music that I've been working on.
All right. If you were to make a festival totem, what would it be?
Let's do Jägermeister, right?
Yeah, Jägermeister.
Yeah, it's kind of Face My Fears.
Yeah, okay. Like Batman.
Like Batman. Face My Fears.
Just imagine people coming up to this guy with free Jägermeister. And
I'm like, no, please, no more. Yeah. No more Jägermeister, please. I can't do
it. What festival would you like to go to next? It could be one that you've already been to or a totally new one.
I would like to try out Lost Lands.
Lost Lands, yes. Me too.
Lost Lands looks like a good time. Now that they went a year without running people over, I think it might be a good time to jump on.
I did hear about that, yeah. Either Lost Lands or E-Forest for me.
Yeah, I'd definitely go to Forest again. It's an amazing place.
But those tickets go quick. You have to get them pretty far in advance.
The year I went, it was a 10-year anniversary. So they had 2 weekends.
Okay.
And they sold out super slow because it was 2 weekends. But yeah, literally they sell out in 2-3 hours.
That's crazy.
Because people don't even look at the lineup. They're just like, Forest, click.
Yeah, right.
Buy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, when I first started going to dubstep shows, I was more about just the whole scene and everything. Mm-hmm. I was never looking at the lineup. I was like, whoever was there was like, all right, I can rock with this.
Yeah, I would always just rock District 9 free shows Fridays. Great.
It's a shame that place isn't around anymore.
I know. Yeah. What a place. I mean, you'd walk in and you'd step on bird poop.
Yeah.
But it was a good time, It was a good time, a good sound system.
I've only been there once, and when everyone was leaving, it looked like a smoky barn house.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you go outside, you in the hood of North Philly.
Yeah.
And there's people going around trying to sell you whippets from a whippet tank. It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
It's an interesting crowd there. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe's like, what do these people do on the weekends? Oh my god! You're three for $10. Like, and people will buy them. Like, it's hysterical.
All right, so this one, we're going to end it on a hot take, possibly.
Okay.
Your least favorite DJ?
Carnage.
Carnage. I've heard of Carnage before. Why?
He just kind of seems like he doesn't fuck with his fans.
Oh,
he's
really?
kind of like, he like torrents all of his software. I just don't think as a musician he's just like, passionate about what he does. I think he's just like a face,
Okay.
Sorry, Carnage.
All right.
Also, his music is trash.
Got it. All right, and that will do it for our speed round questions. Thanks for participating.
Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime.
We gotta try that again sometime. So we did the same thing with 3 Cheers Too Late. We could get a little into it now. We're usually a movie podcast and talk about TV shows, movies, and everything like that. What's like your go-to movie that you would watch?
I really like the Marvel movies.
The Marvel movies are good.
Yeah, I do like the Marvel movies. I don't watch that many movies, but I do love the Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. I love how they all kind of come together and form like one crazy story.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah. They all have like their own backstories and their own movies, and then like the Avengers movies happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool. It's a really cool franchise.
Yeah. Do you watch any TV at all?
TV, not that much. No. I mean, the last show I watched, start to finish, was Breaking Bad. That was awesome.
Did you watch the movie yet?
I did not. I heard it wasn't that good.
You say it was good. It's just that for me, it wasn't needed.
Yeah, I don't think it was like I thought the way they ended that show was perfect.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the movie when was it set? I don't want any spoilers. But
I won't spoil anything for you, but it's literally set right after Walter dies and spoilers. Walter dies and Jesse escapes. Like it's literally right after that. Right. It's not like they did a time skip, or anything, because it's literally right after, and it's interesting. It's just seeing what Jesse does after he gets out of captivity, and what he does to stay as like a, I don't know, like undercover kind of deal, like not trying to be seen kind of deal.
Interesting. So, what would you rate it?
I think I put on my Instagram, I put it at like an 8.2 or 8.5.
That's pretty
like
good.
It was still good, It just I don't think it was needed that much. One thing I do have one small complaint, and I wouldn't even call it a spoiler, but he doesn't say bitch once in the movie. He doesn't say bitch. He only says it once in a flashback.
He doesn't say bitch.
He doesn't say it, and I was waiting for it the whole time. Yeah, that's
Jesse. Wow.
But another thing I'll say is that this is a totally different Jesse that you see from the show than in this movie.
That's right. In the end, he was kind of in that pit, right?
Yeah. And, just everything that he went through, he's definitely a changed person in the movie. He's less scared. Mm-hmm. He's less, I guess, frantic. Like, the decisions that he makes in the movies are smart decisions, almost like as smart decisions that Walter would do if he was in his situation. You know what I mean?
Very interesting.
So, yeah, and, I won't even bring up Walter White in the movie, but, you could expect to see him a little bit, too, in there as well. But, yeah, it was good. Nothing on Netflix you watch or anything like that?
Not really. Usually I come home, I produce, man.
Yeah. That's awesome, though. Yeah, very cool, man. All right. Well, I want to thank you for being here on the podcast today.
Anytime, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Once we get another topic about festivals or stuff like that, we'll have you back on.
I'll be here, man. Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, if you want to listen to James Jaeger's new track Beyond, which I highly suggest you do, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Also, follow him on Instagram. Do you have Twitter at all?
Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud. That's where I'm at.
All right. Yep. Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. You can find James Jaeger on all those, and I'll leave it down below. Jaeger, I want to thank you for being here.
Of course, man. Of course.
I also want to thank my cameraman, as always, Joe Critelli, for being on the podcast. And that'll do it for us. If you like this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And also follow us on Instagram at Podcast with Frank. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Money and the power, social range. Lot of pride now, not enough loyalty. Had to change my life for the better things. Change my life for the better.
I'm not afraid of the dark.